Hey guys, Cody here, KIG Outdoors. Today we're going to do a tutorial on how to put a trolling motor on the back of this kayak. It's an old timer Rush. As you'll see behind Mr. Shakyhead, that was actually the finished product and basically what we're going to try to end up with. So I want to go ahead and say a correction, or not a correction, but a reasoning for doing a voiceover on this video. It was actually 95 degrees that day and extremely hot, and we had both fans running, and so audio was garbage. But right off the bat, I want to go ahead and we'll get into the rough dimensions. The 2x4 is roughly 20 inches long. The two pieces angle on the side are exactly the same as the 2x4, 20 inches long. And our thought behind this is we're going to take two pieces of wood and sandwich the kayak in between it for the mounting bracket. If you'll notice, we really don't know, this was basically, I called Mr. Shakyhead, and if y'all don't know Mr. Shakyhead, go over to his page. It's Mr. and then a space Shakyhead. He is a fellow YouTuber and a pretty good one at that. He has a couple of really awesome videos. I think one of his best videos right now is how he put an outrigger system on a kayak to make it more stable. So you'll see here we're actually cutting, safety first, cutting the angle down to size, the 20-inch rough measurement roughly. So I'm going to tell a story while I'm cutting this about the kayak. 8 years ago I actually got the kayak, bought it, probably was one of the better investments I ever made. We used to go out every Saturday and float down the river, and up here where we live we got some good class 3, class 4 rapids, and as tall as I am, I know it's hard to believe I'm 6'7" and I fit in that kayak, but it's one of the better things I invested when I was younger that didn't cost nothing to do. I actually lost this kayak for about 3 years. You get kids and you move on, other guys and other that run with you, they have kids and get married, and nobody has time to go kayaking anymore, so it kind of got put on the back burner. And I had a buddy of mine say, hey man, let me borrow that kayak, and well, I loaned it to him, he loaned it to his buddy, and he loaned it to his buddy. Long story short, I thought pretty sure I was never going to see this kayak again, but I woke up one morning and it was sitting on my doorstep. I couldn't hardly believe it, but so I've had it for about a year now, and it's just been sitting in the rafters, and really we haven't done nothing with it. And so I decided to call Mr. Shakyhead and said, hey, let's put this bad boy, let's do a video on it, how to put a trolling motor on the back of it, because I love to fish and I love to get into small ponds and small creeks and stuff like that, and I hate pedaling, so that was the ideal behind that. Mr. Shakyhead. Crazy.
Screws are sponsored by Jeremy Sutherland. Shout out goes to you.
Hey, video reference. If you want to see Jeremy in action, go to our crappy fishing day video. He'll leave a link in the description below. No, down, not up.
So here we're actually sizing up the 2x4 for underneath the mounting bracket, basically 20 inches. If you'll notice, we have it cut at an angle to match the kayak. So basically we're just going to cut this off. You'll see Mr. Shakyhead actually holding the piece of wood up in there while I screwed it up in there, drawing the bottom bracket, the bottom piece of wood tight with the top piece, and sandwiching the kayak in between. This is a really good, effective method for making a really strong mount, and basically, in my opinion, the kayak would almost have to rip before this bracket would come out. Here you'll see me cutting a 4x4 for the actual trolling motor to mount on top of. We just basically cut it, I believe 2.5 inches by, of course, the actual size of the 4x4, which is 3.5. And we're going to basically screw it all together, sandwiching the two pieces of stock in between the 4x4 to make a pretty strong and, as you'll see in the next frame, pretty durable mount. But all we do is basically we ran, I think, 6 screws into the 4x4, securing it. One of the big things that we both agreed upon is we wanted to make it removable, at least the trolling motor. So if you'll see on the trolling motor, it actually has 2 clamps on each side, and we just basically made it to where you just set it on top, tighten the clamps down, and you're good to go. One problem that we faced later on, and you'll see, is the steering system. So, and we didn't really know how we were going to control this to make it, removable. And it ended up being a pretty big battle, but we overcome it. It really, I don't know. It's just something that you have to put a lot of thought into if you don't go out and copy somebody, Right here, we're just sizing up, seeing how far the trolling motor set down, made sure our angle was right. And I was telling Mr. Shakyhead that I wanted to basically make this, paint it gray. I wanted to match the boat, make it look like it belongs on there. I want to cut the top off of that trolling motor so it's not sticking up 3 foot. And really, you don't need to go down 3 foot, because that is fully adjustable. So I was telling him what my plans were. Obviously we was going to take the switch panel, mount it up front, run the electric up, put the battery in there, and so be it. As you'll see here, we were just checking to make sure that the in the stow position there was not going to be any problems, and we were both kind of in amazement how well it actually folded up and looked on the kayak. Here we are going to do just a basic structural test to make sure our mounting brackets and everything were pretty legit. And you'll notice that metal and that wood and the sandwiching, pretty stout bracket right there. I don't think it'll ever come off there. It is a pretty good design, really cheap and really easy, and that's what we were going after. We both agreed for a removable trolling motor mount that it was pretty stout. You'll see in the next clip, we actually get a bracket and we start working on the steering system. And with what we were trying to accomplish, I don't think we could ever achieved. Basically what I have there is a push-pull throttle cable, and I had it laying around in the shop, and we were discussing, how could we make this work, because I really wanted to just have one lever. I didn't want to have 2 on each side. I just wanted to have that one. Basically, you push up, push down, and it turns it. So we come up with we'll make a bracket on the side, we'll mount that cable to it, and then basically when you push and pull, it will turn the whole mechanism, turn the whole shaft and everything, and you'll go left and you'll go right. Long story short, it didn't work, and we kind of veered away from that. And basically this is a stopping point. You'll see here in a second, we basically just made a stopping point because we both wanted to, it had cooled down enough for us to go fishing, and we're all about some fishing because this is an outdoor channel.
Okay, so we've got our mount made, 2x4, 4x4, some steel brackets to help hold it. Just mounts on there so it's easily removable. We've got our steering bracket kind of in the works here. This is just a temporary idea we've got going on here. We were thinking the cord would move this and turn the whole thing, but we might go a different path. But yeah, the mount is done. It's strong, it's sturdy, it's adjustable. This thing ain't going nowhere. And I'm proud of it. I think we've done good. Doing so good. But apparently, obviously it's not done yet. So we'll be doing a part 2 to this series.
Part 2.
Part 2, where we'll be mounting a battery. We'll be mounting the switches up in we'll call it the dashboard. The dashboard here.
Dashboard.
The control panel. Basically what we're thinking, we'll be taking this switch panel here. It's already got your controls. We'll just take it out and mount it straight to the kayak up there. So you already got, what controls what. There's no question about it. Straight up to the point. And then we've still got to figure out our steering. I think it's just a small brain fart we're having right now. steering, controls, mount the battery, which will be really easy, and this baby will be on the water. You guys will see it in part 2. I'm not giving the time frame because I have no idea when it's going to happen. But part 2, we'll do part 2, and this bad boy will either float or sink with him.
He's going first.
I'm going to watch as long as we do.
So now, what we are going to do now is we're going to go catch some fish because fishing's life.
We're going to do, in this video now, we're going to start a new video here in just a second. This is fishing. 2 videos today.
2.
Alright.
I probably won't start a new one if I don't catch nothing. This is all you're getting.
I can catch everything. I can catch everything.
Mine's over there.
I see.
I'm rolling in.
Okay. Get it! Yeah! He got one. Oh, good one. Yeah. Yeah. Fighting a little bit. Woo. Big-ish, ain't it? Yeah, 2-pounder. 3-pounder. 3-pounder. Boy.
Maybe. I don't know what I'm doing. He's not hooked very well. He's about 3.
Yeah, good one.
He's got a stick in his rope. Try to get that out of there for him.
Nah, he'd come out on his own.
Daddy, my fish all stuck.
Reel it in.
No, look.
Here, here, here.
That's a chunky fish.
Here, Dad.
I like it.
Feel good, didn't it?
Big old girl right there. You want to hold him? Huh?
See, I'll hold my own
You
fish.
want to hold him? He's as big as you are. You want to hold him? I think he made a mistake. I think he was supposed to go for your worm and he accidentally got mine. You'll get the next one. You'll get him. About his age. Little girl there. They say, what do you think about sparkling wiggles?
He's got one. You got one. Reel it in.
What?
Reel it in. You got one.
I got one.
Reel it in, bud.
Reel it in. Reel it in.
He's the big one.
He is a big one.
Oh, man, that flower. Flower's messing you all up.
Oh.
Reel it in.
Ugh.
It's big.
Now you're messing him all up.
It's big.
That's almost as big as your pole.
Yeah. I got one.
Told you.
It's big as hell.
Look at the hook set.
That's a good hook set.
You gonna throw him back?
Yeah.
Smile. Good job. Smile for him.
Wow.
Hey, hey, tell him scores 1-1.
Whoa, 1-1. We're tied up.
Throw it back.
There it goes. The release. Good job.
Look, he's on to the next one. Fix my worm.
That's funny.
Well, that wraps things up. I ended up not catching a single fish today, but Mr. Shakyhead and my little man both caught some fish. So I just wanted to recap what the intentions were and everything that we have planned. So there will be a part 2 to this video where we do the steering, the mounting of the steering, the battery, and the electric, and then we'll go try it out. And hopefully everything goes good and I don't sink. But make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so that if I do sink and it does not work, you can laugh just as well as everybody else will. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.